All right, so today I want to talk about seed phrases and how to recover them. Okay. Your seed phrase is the most important part of your self-custody. It is the word representation of your private keys. So if you've got your seed phrase written down and stored safely, then even if your hardware device or your phone gets stolen or broken, you can always recover that wallet or your keys from your seed phrase. So I want to teach you today how to do that. For this demonstration, I'm going to be using a 12-word seed phrase. This is one that I've used in the past for a different tutorial wallet that actually has some Bitcoin on it. So what I want to show you today is first how to verify that you have the correct seed phrase written down, and I'll do that from the Coldcard because this is the device that I currently have this seed phrase loaded onto. Then I'll show you how to wipe the seed phrase from the Coldcard, how to delete it completely, and then how to recover it on a few different devices. Okay. One thing that a lot of people don't really know from the start is that you can have the same seed phrase loaded on multiple devices. Okay. These are just the words associated with the private keys to sign transactions from your Bitcoin wallet, but you can have multiple signers. Okay. Um, these are just, fancy devices that lets you translate these words into your private key, and it lets you spend your Bitcoin easier, right? So that's really what these devices are. You can think of them as signing devices, right? Um, yeah, and then I'll kind of go back and forth maybe a little bit to the wallet that's been loaded on Sparrow, okay? Um, just to show you some checks along the way to ensure that we're using the same wallet. But yeah, let's just get into it right away then. So first, let's turn on the Coldcard, and this is my my tutorial Coldcard. So I'm gonna go ahead and just put in the PIN number for it. 1, 2, 3. These are my words. That's correct. So I'll press check, and then I'll put in the rest of the PIN. 4, 5, 6. All right, so when you have your Coldcard and it has the seed phrase already on it, if you want to double check your backup, one way that you can look at your seed phrase from the Coldcard is to do the following. So you're going to go down to Advanced Tools. You're going to go to all the way to the bottom to the danger zone. Then you're going to go to seed functions. And now you can view seed words. Okay. It's going to give you a warning saying, don't ever show these seed words to anybody, right? Because if anybody ever sees these seed words or finds them, they can steal your Bitcoin, right? They can recover those seed words on their own device and then sign your transactions and steal your Bitcoin. So that's an important thing to know. Don't let anyone ever see these seed words or the ones that will be showing on the screen momentarily. So you're going to press check, and now it's going to show you those seed words. So we can double check the ones we have written down. Okay. All right. Everything looks good. So we'll just press check to get out of that. Okay. I can put this back down. And now one other thing I want to show is how to look at the master fingerprint of your wallet. Okay. This is different than your seed phrase. Your seed phrase is literally, you can think of it as kind of like a master key. right? You can use that seed phrase to derive all of your keys to sign your transactions and spend your Bitcoin. But your master fingerprint is more so like the identity or the ID of the wallet. Okay, so it's just a way for you to quickly identify that you're working with the same wallet. So when you recover it on a different device, it's always good practice to look at the master fingerprint and just to double check that you're dealing with the same wallet. So let me show you how to do that real quick. We're going to X out of this menu, and actually I'll just go all the way back to the beginning so we can kind of just go from the start. So from the start menu, you're going to go back down to Advanced Tools, and then from here you're going to go to View Identity. All right, press check, and this is going to give you the master key fingerprint. So I've actually already written this down, and I put it on the back of this, okay? And you can see it's the same. And then actually, with the wallet that I've already loaded on Sparrow, if we look there, we go to settings, you'll see that it has the master fingerprint listed there too. So here we can check to make sure that we're dealing with the same wallet by looking at the master fingerprint on both of these devices, and they match. So we've checked to make sure our seed phrase is correctly backed up. We've checked to make sure that our master fingerprint is matching on our signing device as well as our wallet software. Now, let's delete the seed phrase from the Coldcard. So I'm going to X out of this, and I'll just go back to the beginning again just to kind of refresh us on how to get to the zone to delete the seed phrase. So from the beginning menu, you go all the way down again to Advanced Tools, and then here you're going to go to the danger zone at the bottom. Now this function we're about to do is dangerous, right? Deleting your seed phrase is dangerous unless you have your words backed up properly. So we just checked it, we made sure that they're backed up correctly. Now we can be confident that when we delete the seed phrase, we'll be able to recover it, okay? So we'll go to seed functions, and now destroy seed. It's going to ask you if you're really sure to make sure that you have it backed up, or else your funds will be lost, okay? Then it's going to say, are you really sure though? And yes, we've made sure that we have everything backed up properly. So it's going to say now press 4 to prove you actually read through this entire message. It's important to read through the messages that your Coldcard displays, okay? They convey some important information. So when you're doing these types of things, take the time and read through everything. So we pressed 4, it just wiped the Coldcard. There's no longer any seed phrase on this Coldcard now. Okay, this is a wiped device, and now, if we want to have a seed phrase on here, we could either create a new one or we can recover one that we've already made in the past. I'm going to go ahead and put in the PIN. Okay, those are the correct words. The rest of the PIN. All right, so now this is like the main menu. When we don't have a seed phrase, you can either create new seed words or you can import existing. We're going to import existing to recover the ones that we just deleted from here. So we'll do 12 words. And now we put in each word, right? Each one at a time. So I'm probably going to speed up this part of the video a little bit, but here we go. All right, so we've entered in all 12 words. It's now loading this wallet on the Coldcard. And we'll get some options here. I always disable NFC, so I press X because I like to use my Coldcard in an air-gapped way. So I don't want to use any NFC features, so I'll X that. And then again, because we want to use this in an air-gapped way, we will disable USB port. So we press check for that. All right, now we have the main menu. Let's double check the identity of this wallet one more time, the master fingerprint, to make sure that it got loaded in correctly. So advanced tools, go down, view identity, okay, and there you go, it matches. So this wallet has been successfully recovered on this Coldcard now, all right? So now we can, as usual, sign and spend any Bitcoin associated with this wallet. All right, so this one's all set. I'm going to go ahead and turn it off. All right, so let's now do this for the passport. We're going to recover the same seed words on the passport. So we'll go ahead and power this up. Enter our PIN. All right, so this is the screen that you get when you have a passport that doesn't have a seed phrase on it. We're going to recover or restore a seed phrase. It's a 12-word, and now it just kind of tells you that it uses predictive text, and that's because of the way that these letters are laid out on the keypad here. But yeah, basically, it's telling you you press the number associated with that letter that's on there, right? And you press it once to get to the word that you're trying to enter. So for the first word, for example, we have HOST. Okay, and you can see there, it gives you all the options that would associate with those four keys, and host is one of them. So now we can just do the rest of them real quick. All right. All right, so I've put in all 12. It's now saving that seed. Okay, and so it's been restored and saved. Excuse me for my little sick throat there. It's kind of annoying. Now, if we want to check the master fingerprint or the identity, right? The way that I know how to do this on the passport is it's kind of a workaround, but you go over and you go to enter passphrase and you actually enter a blank passphrase, okay? And then that's going to show you the master fingerprint associated with, oh, come on, associated with that empty passphrase, right? Just the plain old seed phrase, and you can see it's the same, right? Now, if we were to change the passphrase, that will change the master fingerprint, right? It makes a completely different and new wallet. So this is an important thing to note, right? And it's also a good reason why you should write down the fingerprint, master fingerprint, especially if you have a passphrase, because that way you know if you've entered in the passphrase incorrectly, maybe you've capitalized a letter that's not supposed to be there or you missed one, then you're going to get a completely different master fingerprint and you'll know right away that you made a mistake. And so you can, try to re-enter it until you get the correct fingerprint. So anyways, that's how you check the fingerprint on the passport. And now this passport is all set. So this device can now sign transactions associated with this wallet. Okay. So now we have two signers that are both able to sign and broadcast, well, not broadcast, but just sign and spend Bitcoin from this wallet. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to turn it off now. All right. Last but not least, I want to show you how to recover on a Jade. Okay. So Jade's going to be a little bit different because I'm actually going to show you how to set up a Jade by using it in a stateless way, which basically means that whenever you shut it down, the seed phrase is completely wiped off the device. And so you have to upload it or recover it every single time you turn it back on. Okay, it's very similar to how a seed signer works in that you always have to, either put in your seed phrase or scan, the associated QR code with the seed phrase in order for you to upload that seed phrase onto your device every time you turn it on. Okay. So with a Jade, what you do is you click Setup Jade. Okay. Then you go to Advanced Setup. And you're going to do Restore Wallet. We're doing a 12 word. Okay. And so now let's go ahead and put those words in. All right. And for the last word, it's going to ask if you want to enter it just regularly or if you want to calculate the options. So I'm going to go ahead and calculate them because it makes it a little bit faster. And then this way we just have to put in the first or second letter and it will automatically kind of just upload it, which is nice. Okay, so there it is, laugh. Boom, all set. And now here's the part where if you want to have this as kind of a stateless device, the easiest way to do this is with a compact seed QR. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to say yes to that. And it's going to say draw the compact seed QR for QR mode. Yes. Okay. And this is where now, and I'll put the link to, where you can print one of these out yourself. But this is where you now would draw these grids in. So it's going to show you each grid, and then you have to fill in the appropriate squares. So that first one's already filled in because that's just standard. There's the second one. You can see it matches. Third one, B1. Yep. So that matches, and then so on and so forth, right? So you fill out this whole grid until you have all of them filled out, colored in, okay? And then once you have it all colored in, now you now you scan it. So sometimes if it's kind of taking a little bit of time to scan, you can kind of twist it or bring it in or out a little bit. Don't do any like quick movements because it won't be able to read it with quick, but if you just kind of slowly turn it or bring it in and out slowly, it will usually get it in a few seconds. So there you go. QR code verified. So press continue. And we will not add a passphrase to this wallet, so that's fine. And we're going to use QR for the connection. Okay. Again, I want to set this up in a stateless way, meaning I don't want the seed phrase to be stored on this device. So if you wanted to keep it stored on this device, then you could set it up with a pin. And then that way, whenever you put the pin in, it will load the seed phrase or have it already there. But I'm going to have it stateless, so I'll do seed QR, right? And then it's warning you this wallet will be temporary and forgotten on reboot, and that's what we want. Continue. So now, one of the nice things about the Jade is that it shows that master fingerprint right off the bat in that bottom right corner. So we can check that, and again, it's the same fingerprint. So we know that this device can now sign and spend Bitcoin associated with this wallet. So now we have 3 devices that have this seed phrase loaded on it. And any of these devices can now spend and sign transactions associated with this wallet. So you're starting to get it now, right? This seed phrase is the key, and you can load this key on any signing device that you want. And as soon as you load it on the signing device, then it becomes a valid signing device, and you can sign any transaction and broadcast it and spend your Bitcoin. Okay. One last thing I'll show you with now that we've gone through the whole process of setting up the Jade. When you power this down, okay, let's sleep, and then let's power it back up. So you'll notice that it's uninitialized again, so it doesn't have any seed phrase loaded on it. Now that we have the QR code drawn out, we can quickly load this seed phrase in instead of having to enter in the words every time. So now we can just, if we cycle over, scan seed QR, and there we go. And see, there's the master fingerprint. It's the same one. We know that we have this wallet all set and loaded into the Jade now. So that's one nice thing about the Jade is you can quickly switch between wallets, which is really cool. And if you use it in a stateless way, then even if someone were to steal your Jade, they wouldn't be able to get your seed phrase because it's not stored on the Jade when it's powered down. So that's a cool thing about that, as well as the seed signer, by the way. The same thing works with the seed signer. Okay, so now we have all three devices, shown how to recover it on all three devices. I'm going to power this down and we can be all set with that. For the last thing that I wanted to do, I wanted to show how you can recover this seed phrase on a phone wallet and then how to swipe all the funds. And so like, for example, if you ever think that your seed phrase has been compromised, or if you ever find a seed phrase on the side of the road, you probably want to swipe those funds as quickly as possible, right? I mean, if you know who the seed phrase belongs to, then you should return it to them and be, a good person. But if you just find it on the side of the road, like a $20 bill, you just, you take it, right? Because if you don't take it, someone else will. Um, so I'm going to show you how to do this real quick. So I've got here BlueWallet loaded, okay? And I'm going to add a new wallet, and we're going to import wallet. And now here is where we would type in these words, okay? So we type them in, and we can separate them by a space. All right. So we have all the words there. Now you have to take note, we just entered the words into an internet connected device. So this wallet is no longer a cold storage wallet. It is now officially a hot storage wallet. Okay. We've imported this into a hot wallet. So now these words, they're not as secure as they would have been if they had just been, on a cold storage signing device or just written down on a piece of paper, stored safely, away from anyone else to see. Okay, so um, you can see now we have the same wallet loaded on here, right? Same amount of sats that we saw earlier on the version that was in Sparrow. So this is the same wallet now, all right? And because we put in the words in this device, we can now spend directly from this hot wallet, right? This hot wallet knows the private keys. So we can spend from this hot wallet now. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you now how to swipe these funds. Okay. So what we're going to do here, first, I'm going to open up on my desktop BlueWallet, and I have the other tutorial hot wallet that I've been using in the past. I'm going to click on receive. Okay, so this is going to give me an address that I can send to. Now back on the hot wallet version on the phone, I'm going to click send. I don't know if it's just frozen. This is, by the way, this is an iPhone 5, so so it's a little glitchy sometimes, but there we go. Okay, and I'll click on the three dots up top, and here I'll click on use full balance. So it's going to put in max. It's basically going to send everything all in one go. Okay, and now I'll scan this QR code to get the address in there. Okay, for the fee, I'll keep it at fast. That's fine. That's a decent fee. 3 sat per VByte, pretty good. So I'll click next, and there we go. Send now. Boom. So now we just swiped all the funds. Okay. That's how you do it. Like if you ever find a seed phrase, or if you ever think your seed phrase has been compromised, then you should swipe the funds immediately. And the best practice would probably be just to swipe them to a hot wallet as quickly as you can, or if you already have a another cold wallet set up, swipe them to that. Obviously do that as quickly as possible. All right. If your seed phrase gets compromised, then you have very, very little time to try to get your funds out of there before whoever stole your seed phrase or found it gets them first, right? And so you want to do that as quickly as possible. And just to show you, over on Sparrow Wallet, you can see that this transaction has now been picked up by the wallet, and we're showing a zero balance. So it just got swiped. All right. And there you go. That's how you check your seed phrase with your Coldcard. That's how you recover your seed phrase on a few different devices. It's how you swipe the funds associated with any seed phrase. If you either want to swipe your own funds because you're afraid that they may have been compromised, or if you find a different seed phrase and you just want to swipe them real quick. There you go. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions or any concerns, feel free to comment on this video. Also, feel free to reach out on Twitter. I'm always happy to answer any questions. And then, if you catch me on a Bitcoin self-custody Q&A space, I try to spin those up every once in a while on Twitter. So feel free to ask any questions there as well. I hope this video was useful and not too confusing. I really want people to understand, what a seed phrase is, what a signing device is, and, some of the best practices when you're dealing with these things. Just as a reminder, never ever put your seed phrase on an internet connected device unless you are planning to swipe those funds, or unless unless you kind of know what you're doing, right? And never show your seed phrase on camera. Never take a picture of it, all right? The only reason why I'm showing it here is for demonstration purposes only, and it's also the reason why I swiped all the funds at the end, right? Otherwise, someone would definitely steal them as soon as I upload this video. All right, there you go. Have a good day.